Right, today we're going to look at Nina Dobrev. She is a Canadian girl of Bulgarian descent. And I recall when I watched her in The Vampire Diaries, which is the show she starred in, I actually thought she looked very feminine. And after discovering that not all actors are quite what they seem, I still think she looks feminine. So I want to take a look at her today and check out all her features and figure out if she's a girl. So let's start off right with an analysis of the body, which is very handy with these beach shots. So far we have a very defined waist, which is definitely above the navel. A curve of hips that looks very natural to me. Thighs that she's a very slim person, but the thighs do seem to have some. It's a female pattern of fat distribution. Not that there is much, but you know. Seems female pattern to me. The knees don't look overly bony or jutting or anything. Looking like we've got a defined Q angle here. The arms do look fairly long. Shoulders, she has fairly broad shoulders, but they are the same as the hips, I would say. So that is quite acceptable for a female. Shape of the legs doesn't look, sinewy or anything. It looks pretty slim but slightly curved, as could be expected for a slender female. Collarbones looking delicate. Can't see the whole face, but she does have a feminine face. Neck looking quite small. Again here, she's got a very small waist. I've noticed that some girls from that region of the world, like Bulgaria, Romania, places like that, they have very defined hourglass figures with wide hips and very narrow waists. In comparison to, a typical kind of body type that a lot of women in the British Isles and in northern Europe tend to have, not so much the tiny waist that a lot of these Eastern, Central European girls have. She's a very, very skinny girl, but this hourglass figure does look very natural and female to me. And the curve of this arm, see how the elbow bends in a little bit? This kind of dimension is something that typically only female arms do, because it's the way that they have to bend out slightly to accommodate for a female wider curved hip. So that already looking quite female. Very small torso. So, neck very small as well. Little chin, narrow jaw, cheekbones not jutting, not a defined brow ridge, small ears, soft, close together features, full lips on a small mouth. Looking very female. Again, with the face, she does have a gentle look to the eyes. This looks like a female expression and like a female energy in the eyes. Small nose, small mouth. This oval face. The shoulders, definitely not too broad. I would say the head would be maybe 2.5 head widths, around there. It's completely normal for a female. Again, the figure that is looking, it's I think you'd call it maybe a pear shape. She's got a very small torso and then the hips are broad. See, some MDFs will achieve a look where they get a small waist through a rib removal, but you can't change the shape of the entire rib cage, and this is a small rib cage. So this is a natural shape, in my opinion. The upper arm is looking quite short. The waist is high, also, which is a female trait. More bikini shots. Curved back. The hips curve out from a high waist. We don't have any bones jutting out anywhere in the back, which they do on the MTFs. Just kind of a soft general appearance. This looks quite accurate to me. The hindquarters and legs, and you can tell there's a Q angle that's more defined as it would be in a woman here. You can see that here as well. And you know, the shape here isn't freakish, like it's been injected and pumped up and designed. It looks like just a kind of normal, fit, slender, but soft female. That looks natural to me. And you know, the short arms here, short forearms, hands looking quite small. Looks like we've got a female digit ratio. Don't place too much stock in that, but you know, she's looking very, very skinny. Again, sometimes she does look very skinny, but the feet aren't overly large. The legs do have, you can still tell that there's the curve to them overall. Curve to the body. That face just looks so female. I mean, just look at that face. You do see a little bit going on with the trachea here, but you know, I've seen that in real women, and I don't think that's a strange look. It's a very thin neck, and I think because she's got such a low level of body fat overall, she's such a small person, I think you might just be able to see that more easily. You know, women have tracheas, and that doesn't look too defined to me, to be honest. You know, this is looking a bit long, but I think that's because it's so thin. In general, this looks female. Hands looking quite long. Not sure if this is just the perspective of the photo, but looking like we have a female digit ratio once again. Again, quite a soft, kind of demure look in the eyes. Yeah, overall skin texture and everything looking soft and female. The small female mouth, very small female nose, but it doesn't look like a plastic surgery nose, so, you know, looks natural. Again, very feminine. And this is a very natural female slope to the shoulder. Now, I was talking about another time that very thin girls don't have a bulging, jutting thing at the shoulder from the collarbone because they've got this slope at the shoulder, and I think she's a good example of that. She's very, very thin, but even with these collarbones being very defined, you don't see anything jutting out because of the shape of the shoulder. A photo of her as a child, and that's looking very much like a little girl to me. Essence to this face, the energy to this person does seem very female. I mean, her mother too looks definitely like a girl. From the small hands to the, like everything, you know, everything about this woman looks quite delicate and pretty. And the same with the little girl. This does not look like a little boy. Same here, a kind of girly energy, and even at this age, there's more of a slope to the female shoulders typically. I'm not sure what kind of family member she's got. Maybe this is an older brother or cousin or something. But, I mean, just look at that. That's so obviously a girl. And again, this just such a female energy to this little girl. You know, with some people, you can't tell quite so easily when they're children, but this is, to me, a very obviously female child. Same thing here. Female-looking little toddler, female-looking mother. I would say these are just natural people. Right, so here, you can see that the back curves in and curves out. The legs, the thighs are curved, even though she's very thin, so I'm inclined to believe that's because of a female shape. Again, with a small rib cage, bit of a curve to the belly and the shape of the pelvis overall. It's looking very natural and female to me. Now, I'm not sure if this is the lighting or just the way I'm perceiving it, but I do think I see a little bit of a dimple here. And if so, I've never seen that on an MTF, and certainly not a thin one. So, you know, I'd be inclined to say that that would be a female feature. Because a lot of women have, you know, even thin women have a small amount of cellulite. Another time, here she is at the beach. Very curved, hip shape. I think she's a bit curvier in this time period than in the previous ones I showed. And, you know, you can see that the weight is distributed in a female way on the hips and thighs. Now, navel below the waist. Nothing unnatural looking about the waist. Looks female. Looks like an hourglass figure. You know, no weird things about the knees. The legs are long, but they're curved. Curved in female ways. Very thin, lean legs here. But, you know, the overall shape still does look very female. There are women who are lean, and I think she's just one of them. The arms do seem to come out from the body at an angle as well, and okay, so here's the crotch level, go across, and it would be at the palm level, so that is the female arm length. Again, this small torso that expands into a hourglass figure. Shoulders are not overly wide, and the hips are about the same dimensions, so that is a traditional hourglass figure, for sure. Female face, definitely. This is a bit of an odd picture. I think this might be doctored, photoshopped in some way. It's looking kind of unnatural. Looking kind of painfully thin. You know, again, nothing jutting and poking. Still female shape, even though she's so thin. And, you know, the ear is quite small. Gentle look in the eyes. Female energy. Small neck. Female facial shape. Just, I mean, look at that. That looks like a girl. Mouth does look wider when smiling, but it doesn't look enormous. You know, it still looks like a female dimension to me. She does have just such a soft female facial shape. You know, the jaw is not defined and sharp. There's softness to the face. Again, I think this is just normal kind of trachea. Maybe this is actually I think a tendon, because she's turning so far this direction. So she dated co-star Ian Somerhalder, who I'll talk about another time. But check out that Q angle, that's a female Q angle. Check out those small collarbones, female collarbones. Seeing a little bit of a trachea going on. Doesn't look as defined as his. Slope to the shoulders, not like his square shoulders. His hips are narrower than the shoulders. Her hips are the same as her shoulders. Her hips seem to be wider than his. His shoulders seem to be wider than hers. Looks like we're looking at a man and a woman here. Pretty surprising, but yeah, I'll talk about him more later. Okay, another shot showing all around curves, you know. See, the hip bones are about there. The spine is bent. Looks like a female. Shape to the behind. Don't think it really looks unnatural. I think this looks natural. Curve to the upper back, curve to the lower back. Natural looking female posterior. Curve to the thigh. Curve to the stomach. Yeah, she's got curves in the places she should have curves. She looks female. Here she is with a co-star who I'm kind of on the fence about. I think I'll have to look into her more later as well. But check out the lower back curve, and you can still tell the behind goes out farther. Arms looking a bit long here. But I think we might be seeing some, thanks to the, women have visible cellulite because I think it's something to do with, it's kind of like a honeycomb cell structure, a lattice work under the skin that fat is held in. And, men and women both have it. But in women, it's weaker because most things in women are weaker. And so fat kind of presses out past it. And because women also have thinner skin than men, it's more visible through the skin. So men have cellulite too. Some men, you can see it in some men as well. But typically, you only would really see it in female because of those biological features which I mentioned. The shape of the knees, still looking female. Feet don't look huge. I think she's got a natural chest as well, and it seems like, the right kind of size for her slim body, so, I think she's actually all natural woman. Less eye makeup on, still looking very soft and feminine, actually maybe a bit more this way. I'm seeing all the female facial traits I can think of, not a long space here, which is also female. Another shot showing the defined hourglass shape. Okay, so again, doesn't look like she's got a defined brow ridge. She's got a round forehead, female face, rounded forehead, small female features, gentle female gaze, small neck. Looking painfully thin here. But we don't have a pokey bit. We have bones, but nothing pokey like you often see on the male ones. So yeah, not looking very healthy, but still looking female. And here at a larger size, you can definitely see, I think I'm seeing some visible cellulite, and to me that kind of is like a stamp saying, yeah, very female, or just very confusing. So yeah, the curve of the lower back, everything about the shape's still, looking female, and with a bit of weight gain, you can see it's been distributed in typical female places, not in a male way. Always a female-looking face. Arms looking, they're looking pretty short, they're looking pretty normal for females. So, surprising as it is, I think that Nina Dobrev is a biological female, and that's that.